What's up, fuckers? It's tea time. Today we have the fungus among us, our candida in Congress, Georgia's Miss Monostat Marjorie Trader Greene. What a different place the world would be if her father had just pulled out of that Neanderthal this much quicker. But accidents happen, and now she roams the earth like Satan. The devil really did go down to Georgia. Every step she takes is a walk of shame, but boy, can she light up any room she lumbers out of. She really can make you believe in fuck off at first sight. Either that or you disgorge your lunch. Now, Marjorie Morningstar thinks that she delineates herself as an individualist, but she's actually a sheep. Well, a wolf in sheep's clothing, or a yeti. And MAGA Jesus is her shepherd. We all know former President Pumpkin Tits. He's as orange as a garnet yam and specializes in not only prevaricating, but defecating as well. It's no secret that Diaper Don told election lies so severe he incited the deadly insurrection on January 6th, and that led to Twitter permanently banning him from their platform. Silence of the yams. But recently, one of his flock has followed in his footsteps. Misinformation Marjorie had one of her Twitter accounts permanently suspended for spreading lies quicker than her legs for that tantric sex guru she cheated on her husband with. And White Jesus wept. She falsely tweeted about extremely high amounts of COVID vaccine deaths, that vaccines were failing, and that COVID wasn't dangerous. I crept onto Twitter. We're tweeting misinformation. But not anymore, Clarice. Now Buffalo Jill is a silent little lamb. Look at Buffalo Jill. Would you fuck me? Girl, not even the in-world hunger. Can't imagine many people would want to. That's probably why she has to soak her dildo in Viagra water before every use, poor thing. But masturbatory Marjorie really should put the lotion on the skin. She looks drier than a fucking stale banana chip sitting under a living room sofa. But she's still packed with vitamin KKK. Now, Klansman Gang Green says critical race theory is completely evil. She said Congress should immediately outlaw critical race theory and it should be completely against the law. It's racism, it's hate, and it's dividing our children and teaching them something horrible. Let's get straight to the point, and not the one on the yeast beast to it. This academic concept has been around almost as long as Marjorie, and she's 47. I know that number doesn't align with the depths of a crow's feet, but facts are facts. But CRT is nothing new. And really all it does is teach you that race is a social construct and that racism isn't just the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded deep into our legal systems and policies. Tits on Christ. If Marjorie ain't a walking Wikipedia entry for a racist Karen, I don't know who is. And since Marjorie's brain is about as useful as a thong in a blizzard, I'm sure she doesn't know what redlining is. Back in the 1930s, the Federal Housing Administration started drawing up maps of major metropolitan areas around the country. Entire black neighborhoods were outlined in red to show that these neighborhoods were classified as hazardous to investment. These maps and policies were created to encourage banks not to lend to African Americans. And that's just one example, and it may be the only one you ever hear if Buffalo Jill and all these other right-wing racists keep banning it. Last year, the Alabama State Board of Education banned CRT in schools K through 12, but at least you can still legally marry your first cousin there. And I'm sure the news of this ban brought the first bit of moisture Marjorie's had down south in decades. Although I bet the floodgates opened up as soon as she heard about Georgia's House Bill 888. Now, Georgia Governor Klansman Kemp and Republican lawmakers are targeting CRT in Georgia schools in the opening days of this year's legislative session. Fucking losers. HB 888 would prohibit curriculum that could be considered racially discriminatory. The 18-page bill would also prohibit teaching that the United States is a systemically racist country. Sounds like someone is unwilling to acknowledge our country's racist history and how it impacts the present. But worry not, y'all. Moisture-free Marjorie ain't nothing a shot of penicillin and a blue vote can't fix. Same for you, Brian Kemp. I want everybody to have a great fucking day unless you didn't enjoy your time today with beauty and the yeast.